Those of us that have been holding out hope for a Larian-led Baldur's Gate 4 or DLC or expansions just got some really, really bad news, courtesy of the Games Developer Conference. Sven Vinke announced at a GDC panel today, as reported by IGN, that they are not planning on releasing any expansions, DLCs, or even a Baldur's Gate 4, and instead are leaving the D&D license behind. This was further confirmed with an article from GameSpot where they caught up with Sven at GDC, which gave us the following insight. Larian CEO Sven Vinke said that when considering the company's next move, he did initially want to move ahead with more Baldur's Gate. After proceeding with this plan for a bit, however, Larian decided it would be antithetical to the studio's identity. That's not what we were made for, Vinke said. That's literally the opposite of what Larian is about. We want to do big, new things. We don't want to rehash the thing that we've done already. This will no doubt cause a lot of concern, not necessarily for Larian going forward, although there will be a lot of curiosity about what they're going to be doing, but more about the state of D&D video games, because until Larian came around, there was a whole lot of misses with that IP. But it sounds like Hasbro is very eager to double and triple and quadruple down on the games because they have very, very openly from the CEO said that they want to have at least one big game every year from 2026 to about 2030. And granted, that doesn't mean like one team is going to be making all those games, but we have no idea what teams will be making the games. Of course, it's just the licensing that they want to give out to different developers like they did with Larian. But there's not many Larians. And even Larian took years upon years to make a game, and we haven't heard much of anything about any development of any games that have been in development for the last couple of years. So what we don't know is who will be making these games. We do know is that it won't be Larian, which undoubtedly is a huge letdown because of the magic they created with Baldur's Gate 3. I know I would love to see what they would do with the characters that they brought in, like Karlach and Shadowheart and Will, and I would love to see what they would continue to do with those characters and how they would develop those stories. I even made a video on my hopes and aspirations that are now in a pile of trash. But it's not Larian's fault, and I totally get why. But we'll get to that in just a second because it ends on kind of a sour note. So the other part of this is that there is some interest and excitement around what could this mean for Larian. We know that they're no longer going to be doing anything with a Baldur's Gate DLC expansion or a Baldur's Gate 4, but what are they going to make instead? Well, they talked about not rehashing things, but I still think that they have interest in going back to Divinity, something that stated early on that they want to revisit that IP. It is their IP. They have creative control over that IP. They can do what they want with that IP. So it'd be really interesting to see how they take that IP and how they mold it and take it and make it something new. I know a lot of people that really enjoyed Divinity and also enjoyed BG3, or fans that just enjoyed BG3 would be really curious to see what Larian makes next, whatever it might be. They have done enough to essentially earn my blind faith in whatever they make, and until proven wrong, until they come out and make something shit or do something terrible, they have currently have my blind faith, which is probably not the greatest thing to do, but they do. Wizards of the Coast, on the other hand, laying off the entire team that Larian worked with was probably not a great way to encourage, further partnerships. Something that's been kind of shit across the gaming industry right now. And it all comes down to one word: greed. Something Sven himself talked about when he was receiving yet another award, the GDCA Narrative Direction Award for Baldur's Gate 3, among a slew of other awards. And he puts it very well and very straightforward. Greed has been fucking this whole thing up for so long, since I started. I've been fighting publishers my entire life, and I keep on seeing the same mistakes over and over and over. It's always the quarterly profits. The only thing that matters are the numbers. And then you fire everybody, and the next year you say, shit, I'm out of developers. And then you start hiring people again. and then you do acquisitions, and then you put them in the same loop again, and it's just broken. And yes, it's fucking broken. We have seen that repeatedly over and over again, especially acutely over the last like 2 years or so. And it's just so mind-numbing that the developer that has to keep carrying this torch is freaking Larian. Why is it that this is the developer that keeps speaking up at these award shows? Why is Jeff Keighley like... Why is that Larian is the one that has to keep carrying the torch over and over and over? I didn't mean to get on a damn rant about it, but shit, man. I understand where Larian's coming from with this, and I don't even work in the gaming industry. I'm just a fan of it. My name is Trevor Flynn. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day, or at least a good one.